Hey, blockheads, what's going on? Eric here, Minecraft with Eric. Sunrise in the test world so I can show you this monstrosity. This right here is my Gauntlet. I built this in my adventure map. This is a scaled down and spread out version. Severely scaled down anyway. So let's show you what's going on here. It's all controlled by this one little button. That's right, one little button powers this whole shebang. Anyway, here's what works. It comes out here, the button pulse goes through this little delay. What this little delay will do is make sure the door doesn't open right away. Now, it comes into these gadgets right here. These are pulse extenders. It takes the 1-second button pulse and makes it just a little bit longer. Now, as you can see, it goes into a regular old inverter. The inverter is there to ensure that the door starts in a closed state. Now, as you can see, there's a branch coming off here. We'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, it comes down here, kicks the redstone torch that's under the door, and opens the door. And because of the extended pulse, the door stays open for a little bit longer than normal. This gives you time to get from the button into the gauntlet itself. Now, coming off of the redstone torch down there is not off of the block, but off of the torch. Once the torch turns on, it powers this. This is a big overblown delay. Now, I decided to use repeaters on delay instead of I could have used a binary counter to accomplish the very same thing with a lot fewer materials, but you get too many pistons going, things start getting laggy. This delay keeps you locked in the room, keeps this door on the end closed, while you fight skeletons, or whatever you have in there. In this case, I have skeletons set up. So this delay comes over into here. What this is a pulse limiter. This takes the big pulse we made in the beginning and shrinks it down to a tiny one. Now the tiny little pulse comes out of here and splits off two different ways. The first way it goes is into this. This is a T flip-flop, and this should be right here. This is what powers the door. This sets the door to an open state once the timer gets done and the pulse comes through. And then what this does right here is this is another little delay. It catches the pulse and sends it back around, back into the T flip-flop, turning this off. It pushes this block back out, powers it, and closes the door automatically behind you. Now what this is here is this takes the door closing pulse and wraps it around to the other side. We'll get to that in a minute. Remember off the inverter right here? Well, this over here goes into, yes, another pulse limiter, and yes, another T flip-flop. This is currently in the on state. These are used to turn this on and off. This is a repeating clock. It's set to about 3 seconds right now. As long as there's power coming into it, it doesn't pulse around. But when the T flip-flop activates and the power gets shut off to this, this will pulse around, and every time it pulses, it sends a signal up to here. This is my skeleton dispenser in my little skeleton spawning room. Now, as you can see, the spawning room is set to 2 blocks above the floor. This is so players don't try to get up in there and, wreak havoc. The only problem is this quickie design that I did, the skeletons don't come down as quickly as they normally do. Now remember this pulse that got caught and extended over this way? Well, this comes back into, in this case, the pulse limiter, setting it off again, and that sets off the T flip-flop, and once the door closes, it also turns off the skeleton spawner, which is just a dispenser with spawn eggs in it. See? Anyway, because mob spawners aren't available to us in creative mode anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much how the whole system works. I'm sure you're dying to see it in action, so let me change my game mode, set the time to night so the skeletons don't fillet themselves, and we'll see this bad boy in action. Be right back. Yeah, I told you I'd be right back. Anyway, are you ready? My game mode is in easy. And I am ready to go, so let's start this bad boy off. Here we go. I've built a little bridge, as you can see. There's one on the other end, too. We head in, and here come the skeletons. They should be getting aggro towards me, but now they're beating up each other. This happens sometimes. May take them a little bit to get out of there, but yeah, here they come. And now the doors are open. That's a very short time. We head out. The doors close up. the spawner shuts off, and that's how it goes. Now there's still skeletons in there, we'll get to them in a minute, but yeah, that's how this bad boy works. So, yeah, if you want a tutorial on it, just let me know in the comments section. I will show you how to build each and every individual little part to this thing. I don't want to give away my adventure map Gauntlet just yet, so we'll wait till that comes out. But needless to say, it's pretty far along, and I'm almost ready to do the two-player part of it. The one-player part is almost done. Yes, there are options for 1 and 2 players in the same adventure map. So yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys next video. Stay safe, play hard, and take it easy.